Hello, I'm Dr. Kelly Calhoun, this year's president of CETPA, the California Educational Technology Professionals Association. Did you know that CETPA is celebrating its 50th anniversary? Anything that lasts that long these days is certainly worth celebrating, and that's particularly true for CETPA. Since the organization's inception, technology and education have evolved at a breakneck speed, but CETPA has kept pace for half a century. Few organizations can boast such longevity. We have a thriving and engaged membership and a voice and purpose toward providing meaningful collaboration and leadership for technology in K-12 education. But getting to this point has been a hard road. CETPA has indeed come a long way from its inception in 1960 as CEDPA, back in the days of data processing and punch cards.
The organization didn't exist and went through a chaotic period of getting set up. A number of the people involved at that time, Murray Tondo, Alan Bruman, Marilyn Carson, were involved in getting it set up, and they did a good job. Organization, the Constitution, I guess it was, mission statement and so forth, all came together.
The organization was very small. We struggled mightily in the first years I was involved anyway to get 110, 120 people to come to a conference.
It was small, really small. We had about 25 vendors, I think, and that was all we could attract.
We knew we had something of value to offer to people. At the same time, it was difficult to get the organization to continue to operate.
We had a conference in Long Beach, and we were really broke. We were really hurting. And we banked with Bank of the West at the time. There was only one Bank of the West in the entire south part of the state, and that was in Beverly Hills. So after we had registration and people wrote checks, I had to run them over to Beverly Hills to Bank of the West to put them in so we could pay the bill at the end of the conference. That was great fun.
Through the years, CETPA members have found the group through a variety of ways, either when looking for help on a new job, seeking camaraderie with other technologists, or because their boss made them. But no matter how they arrived, members found the same thing, an open and supportive forum where they could share ideas, learn from mistakes, and lay the groundwork to make significant impacts on education.
CETPA, when I first became involved, was very humble because nobody knew what they were doing. And so the important thing was to share your failures so that somebody else didn't fall into the same abyss.
It's the best, most open sharing of information that I've experienced in my career, and I hear that from a lot of others. There's not the competitive sense of there's something to win by holding on to knowledge. There's something to win by sharing the knowledge.
It didn't matter if you were a small K-12 district or elementary district with just 1,000 or 2,000 students to a very large district. You still had an open opportunity to exchange ideas, learn information, basically siphon ideas off of other groups that had already experienced things, and it was a totally neutral environment. It gave us a great forum to interact with the state because it gave us credibility to be involved with state activities. It was just a treasure trove of information to share amongst each other.
I think it's made a significant difference in K-12 education. If you look at schools today and the way that they are operated, with the networking into virtually every classroom, I think CETPA has in large part helped set the tone for how that networking should move forward, what kinds of standards should be involved, how best to collaborate with individuals to make sure that you get decent bids published and that those bids come in appropriately, working with the state legislature to produce legislation that helps improve educational technology initiatives. All those things are the result of CETPA's hard work over the years.
CETPA's annual conference is also a major highlight for many members. For much of our 50-year history, we have hosted conferences throughout the state, from Sacramento to San Diego. But like CETPA's mission, purpose, and membership, our conferences have also greatly evolved over the years.
Oh my goodness, we
A lot smaller, huh?
Oh, we tried so hard to, I remember the first conferences, to hit 50 attendees. And I think early 80s, we made it to 100 to 125 attendees.
That was like a celebration, you know. Oh,
Was.
125 this
You
year.
know,
We made a decision to go to Monterey for the 1989 conference. That was scheduled just about 5 months after Loma Prieta, which of course damaged some of the highways going to Monterey. So we were looking at catastrophe. Turns out that we had the largest conference to that date, and that sort of launched CETPA into a larger operation.
I found this flyer from CETPA, or a letter from Paul Fricoli, and I thought, well, I better go check these guys out. And that's when I went to my very first conference, and I met Eric Boutwell, who was explaining how to use a scanner to take attendance. And I thought, this is a cool, cool organization.
Though the number of our vendor partners has grown throughout the years, they've always been on hand at conferences to show members the latest and greatest in technology. It's a great opportunity for members, but vendors enjoy the interaction as well. Consistently, vendors report that CETPA's conference is among their favorite events. And not only do vendors play a significant role in CETPA's annual conference, but they've also factored heavily in the organization's longevity and success through the years.
The value that CETPA provided me personally is immeasurable. It gave me the opportunity to really connect with other individuals at school districts, decision makers, the opportunity to share with them the products and services we had to offer, and it also provided me an opportunity to create and develop many long-lasting friendships.
The service that they provided to us was perfect because it allowed me to meet with my IT managers from the K-12 school districts. And later, when at Unisys, I had the opportunity at CETPA to also meet with my vendor partners like Microsoft and Maximus SchoolMax.
While CETPA's membership grew, technology progressed even faster. This evolution expanded the role of educational technology from the administrative office into the classroom. By the 1990s, CETPA members were not only assisting in office operations, but also providing students and teachers with technology that could improve learning.
Well, CETPA has really changed a lot, basically because the technology has changed. It was originally just trying to do grades and attendance and scheduling students and class rosters and that sort of thing.
When I joined CETPA, it was really an organization devoted to data processing, for the equipment that did the data processing, for the software that ran on very, very large machines like DEC 10s. For limited networking was just to connect the devices in the data systems operations center.
I think CETPA mirrored the times, and there was a lot of transition in those years going from centralized mainframe type computing to much more distributed computing. It was the dawning of the PC era. It was also the dawning of major state initiatives like CSIS for the state information system.
The administrative aspects were terribly critical to school districts, and as CETPA grew, as time went along, the value of the organization to school districts became really important. But then as we developed, as computers changed, as networks came into existence, and we were able to demonstrate the importance of technology in education, the relevance of CETPA was reinforced. And we changed the name of the organization. It changed from Data Processing Association to include the term technology. And that launched us into an entirely different world of relevance.
Over the course of the years, CETPA has really reoriented itself to where it maybe should have been all along, and that's the most vital part of education, that's teaching and learning. So now the orientation in CETPA is to do whatever we can do on the back end of things to make it better for teachers and students to learn and teach.
It really made a big difference in the instructional side, the classroom side. I think that was the big thing it did. And I think if it wasn't really for CETPA getting involved, it would have taken twice as long, and in some school districts, the instructional side never would have really got started.
It wasn't widely, if at all, used in the classroom. And through CETPA and through the people who participate in CETPA and go back to their districts, the districts have come to recognize not only the need, but the viability of technology. And I think that CETPA has had a huge impact on that. It's no longer that necessary evil.
But while CETPA was working to improve the quality of education and office efficiency, members were also making lifelong friendships and happy memories, and also engaging in some hijinks.
I think if a CETPA member left the organization, what they are likely to miss most, based on my past experience, are those wonderful, heart-drinking moments late in the evening.
I could get in real trouble on this one. One conference in Santa Barbara. It was a Dell AT&T dinner. And as we were waiting, things kind of lulled a bit. The food wasn't coming quite as quickly as it should come, and we were kind of looking around for stuff to do. And I don't know how it occurred to me, but I looked down at my cell phone, and in those days, they were a little larger and a little more sturdy. And I said, you know, you could play bocce with these things. So I said, hey, you guys, come over here. And grabbed about 4 folks. And I said, let's play some bocce. And they went, are you crazy? And I go, no. So I said, here's the marker. So I rolled my cell phone out across the floor in the middle of the restaurant, and then everybody else took theirs and tried to get as close to the marker as possible. From that point forward, we played cell phone bocce for a number of years.
One of the funny things about being on this board all these years, and Jane and I look nothing alike, but nobody can keep our names straight. So you answer to Jane or Judy no matter what they call you. And that has gone on for years, and it just doesn't seem to ever go away.
And it's the people that we've known for years. So, you know, I don't know why that is, but
I don't. We're just good.
The whole social thing where people can let down their hair and be together and just enjoy one another, I felt was great fun, and I do miss that.
While also having fun, CETPA members through the years have made lasting contributions to public education. Our CTO Mentor Program supports and guides technology leaders, and our scholarship program honors the best and brightest high school graduates. As technology and education change, CETPA members have ample opportunity to further that impressive trajectory.
The participation in the origination of the CTO Mentor Program, I think that that's a program that is needed desperately, and the need is going to get greater and continue throughout the next 10 or 15 years at least, if not way beyond that.
I got to develop the RFP for the scholarship. Went out and secured a company that helped us produce the scholarship, and now we have 6 students attending university on CETPA scholarships. That's extremely important.
I believe that CETPA has a great deal to offer, not only here, you know, in our own environment, but in places that are growing, third world countries. There's so much that CETPA members can give, and if people would consider, you know, being forthright in moving out and helping developing countries, it would be really quite remarkable.
CETPA, you're a tremendous organization. I hope you continue to reach out and help folks when they need it, to develop resources that will improve teaching and learning and also improve the administrative end of things. And just always think about people first and gear second.
Thanks to the great tenacity and can-do spirit of its members, CETPA has thrived for half a century. As we look forward to the next 50 years, CETPA finds itself on the edge of great opportunity as technology and education continue to evolve. These radical changes will continue to redefine members' leadership and support roles within our own organization and in public education as a whole. If the last 50 years are any indicator, CETPA members are up for the challenge. It's been an amazing 50 years, and here's to 50 more. Happy anniversary, CETPA.
Happy anniversary, CETPA.
Happy birthday, CETPA.
Happy anniversary, CETPA.
Happy anniversary, CETPA.
Happy anniversary.
Happy birthday, CETPA.
Happy anniversary, CETPA.
CETPA, happy anniversary.
Happy 50th anniversary, CETPA.
Happy anniversary, CETPA.
Happy anniversary, CETPA. It's been a wonderful 50 years, and now we're launched on another 50 years.